Sometimes you have to ignore someone to protect your own heart. I've been ignoring you because I don't know how to express the turmoil inside me. It's easier to retreat than to open up and risk saying something I might regret. I've been ignoring you because the noise around us became too much. My thoughts became jumbled, my feelings too complicated. Silence was the only place where I could hear myself again, and without that, I couldn't hear you. I've been ignoring you because I couldn't give you anything real when I felt so disconnected from myself. The silence was necessary for me to find my own truth before I could share it with you. There are moments when we need to distance ourselves from everything to hear our own voice. I've been ignoring you not because I don't care, but because I've been struggling to find my own center. It's not that I've stopped caring, but I've been hiding away in my silence because my thoughts are all over the place. I've been ignoring you so I could make sense of the emotional whirlwind that's been sweeping through my life. I've been ignoring you because I didn't know what to say. My heart was too full, my mind too scattered. I needed time to figure out how to speak from a place of truth, not just from a place of reaction. When we hurt, sometimes we retreat into silence to avoid making things worse. I've been ignoring you because I couldn't bear to say something that might cause more pain when I was still figuring out what was going on inside me. I've been ignoring you not because I wanted to push you away, but because I needed to heal. I needed space to process everything that's been happening in my heart and mind. And sometimes that means stepping back. Ignoring you wasn't easy, but it was necessary. I needed to disconnect to reconnect with myself. I needed to find my balance, my peace, before I could return and give you what I knew you deserved. There are moments when we need to withdraw from the world and from each other to heal. I've been ignoring you because I needed that space, not to distance myself from you, but to repair parts of myself that had been neglected. I've been ignoring you because I couldn't hear myself anymore. I was overwhelmed by everything, and the only way I could think clearly was by shutting everything else out. I hope you can understand that silence was the only way forward. I've ignored you because I couldn't express the conflict I was feeling. There was too much pain, too many questions, and not enough answers. I needed time to sort through everything so I wouldn't say something I would regret. Sometimes we need to ignore those we love so that we can rediscover what we need in order to love them better. I've been ignoring you because I was searching for my own answers and needed space to find them. I've been avoiding you not because I want to hurt you, but because I was lost in my own thoughts. I needed time to process everything: my confusion, my fear, my love. Only then could I be clear enough to reach out again. The space I've created between us isn't about pushing you away. It's about finding myself again. I've been ignoring you because I needed to clear the fog in my mind and make room for clarity and understanding. Sometimes the hardest thing is not to speak, but to remain silent. I've been ignoring you because I didn't know how to explain everything I was feeling. It's been hard, but necessary. I needed to ignore you to protect my own peace. I've been battling with my own emotions, and until I could make sense of them, I couldn't give you what you deserve. My silence wasn't rejection, it was just my way of coping. In the quiet, I've been searching for my own truth. I've been ignoring you because I needed that space to figure out where I stand and to work through the overwhelming feelings that have been flooding my heart. It's not that I don't care, but I've been ignoring you because I was lost in my own world. My emotions were tangled, and I needed time to sort through them without dragging you into my confusion. I've been ignoring you because I've been hurt in ways that I didn't know how to process. Sometimes silence is the only way to start healing. I didn't want to shut you out, but I had to shut everything else down in order to make sense of it all. Sometimes love means knowing when to step back. I've been ignoring you because I needed to step back to find my way through the maze of emotions I was feeling before I could give you anything of real value. I've been distant, not because I wanted to be, but because I needed to make sense of my feelings. There's so much going on in my mind, and the only way I could figure it out was by stepping away and listening to myself. There are times when silence speaks louder than words. Ignoring you wasn't about not caring, it was about protecting myself, needing space to heal and reflect on everything we've been through. Sometimes the loudest things in our hearts are the ones we keep quiet. I've been ignoring you because I needed to understand myself better. It wasn't a decision made out of spite, but rather a moment of clarity where I had to ask myself why I was staying in a space that wasn't making me grow. My silence isn't rejection, it's reflection. It's not that I don't care, it's that my heart is exhausted from trying to balance emotions, unspoken words, and lingering doubts. I've ignored you to find peace in the chaos of my mind, to hear my own thoughts amidst the noise. I've been distant, and I know it hurts, but the distance has been a necessary boundary for me to figure out what I need. I didn't know how to love you properly until I first learned to love myself in the midst of all this silence. Ignoring you wasn't a choice I made lightly. It was a decision that stemmed from confusion, self-doubt, and the overwhelming need to heal. I needed to retreat into myself, to separate from the noise and listen to what my soul was trying to tell me. Sometimes silence is the only answer we can give when words feel too heavy. I've been ignoring you because I couldn't find the right words to explain the storm inside me. My actions are the only way I can truly express the complexity of my feelings. It's hard to explain why I've been distant. It's not about not caring, it's about protecting my heart from being overwhelmed. I needed space to breathe, to reset, and to rediscover what really matters. When we're lost in the whirlwind of emotions, it's easy to forget that sometimes walking away is an act of self-preservation. I've been ignoring you because I needed to step back, to find my footing again, and to see clearly without the blur of my emotions clouding everything. I've been ignoring you not because I don't want to be around you, but because I'm trying to rebuild the pieces of myself that were lost in the noise of our connection. Sometimes retreating is necessary for growth, even when it's painful. The space I've created between us isn't a punishment, it's a necessity. I needed to find a way back to myself, to reconnect with the parts of me that I had lost in the midst of our relationship. I hope you understand that it wasn't personal. It was healing. There's a part of me that wants to scream at you, to tell you everything, but I've chosen silence. It's the only way I can process everything: my anger, my sadness, my confusion. I've been ignoring you because I didn't know how else to make sense of it all. I've been distant because I've needed to clear my mind. There's so much I need to sort through, and your presence only seemed to amplify the chaos inside me. I can't give you what I don't fully understand myself. Sometimes we ignore the people we care about the most because we're afraid of saying the wrong thing, or because we're lost in the maze of our own emotions. I've been ignoring you because I needed time to figure out how to face you with the truth of what's been brewing inside me. Ignoring you hasn't been about rejecting you. It's been about protecting myself, trying to understand why I'm feeling the way I do. I'm not sure of everything right now, but I know I can't give you what I don't have for myself yet. I've been avoiding you because I've been drowning in thoughts that I didn't know how to express. It's easier to keep quiet than to speak words that might come out wrong, words that might hurt more than heal. Silence doesn't always mean there's nothing going on inside. Sometimes it's the only space where the heart can scream and cry without the world judging. I've ignored you because I needed to listen to my own heart before I could hear yours. I needed to ignore you, not because I wanted to hurt you, but because I needed clarity. My heart was a mess, and I couldn't bring you into that chaos without first understanding the storm I was going through. Sometimes, when we're overwhelmed, we push the people we care about away, not because we don't love them, but because we can't find the strength to love ourselves. I've been ignoring you to figure out how to love myself again. I didn't want to ignore you, but I needed to. The emotions swirling inside me were too much to share, too much to explain. I thought that by distancing myself, I could find some peace and perspective. Ignoring you is my way of trying to process everything. I can't be the person you need me to be until I figure out who I am. This silence isn't permanent. It's just a pause in a journey I need to take alone for now.